Hej alla på årsmötet! Jag heter Ebba Mörk och har jobbat som projekthandläggare på Aleph sedan 2021. Som ni kanske har märkt kunde jag tyvärr inte komma idag. Men jag har gjort en liten intervju med vår partnerorganisation i Uganda som ni ska få se på nu. Ha det så bra! Hej då!
Hello, I'm Irene Kinayenzire, a project leader. I've been working in the project for the last 12 years.
I'm called Grace Temtawe, coordinator in this project, but also a director of Change African Child International, who have worked with the organization for the last 12 years and in the project for 8 years so far. CACHI is Change African Child International, initially working with children and up to date, but now we changed the approach of handling the community, the adults, so that they can work on their own children. That's why we are involved in adult literacy, because it is a psych. If you are not educated, your child, the risks of not getting educated are high. So when we handle the family, then we assure the children will be supported. That is briefly how Change African Child is.
The participants live in Wakiso district, which is one of the districts neighboring Kampala, semi-urban. So these participants usually are in the communities. They are poor women, either they are at home doing nothing, but or they run some small businesses like vegetable stores. But since they never went to school, they have the problem of calculating the profits. They end up making losses. But in our community, you find some are in the fishing villages where they are in poor conditions. They don't have even electricity at home. And in other communities, you find that they are at least better than, but their living conditions are not good. Since they never went to school, they have those challenges of running some small businesses.
Some people didn't go to school, and even up to now, we shall express others who are not going to school. I've just seen it within these young children we work with, that it reaches at a time when this parent cannot afford paying even the small tuition at school, whether it is for feeding, for lunch, because even if there is a government support, there is a fee you have to contribute, development fee, feeding fee. If it fails, then this child will stay home. And that's what happened even to the parent by those years. So we think as if it is going to die, it may take time. Yeah. But we are working on it. As we highlight these people, they will know the importance and they will struggle supporting their own children. People move from villages because of not going to school. So they think coming to town, they will be able to start with life. That's when it is worse. Because here there is a lot of reading, writing, reading signposts, writing down things, either business. So for sure, people many need to go to school for that. The fees is still there.
And to add on, really, it's poverty. You find that those poor families don't value education. And as we grew up back in the village, poor families could not even afford to take, even if you put free education, at times they don't care, they don't value education, especially for a girl child. Some would take boys to school and leave the girl child digging. They end up coming to the city to work as housemates. Those are the people we work with. They get married, early marriages. So like the project, in the project, the topics about early marriages. These people won't allow their children to get married when they are still young. They have come to value education. But long ago, people did not value education, especially for women. Even up to now, you find that some men don't want their women to join the empowerment groups. You
Why?
just say, don't go and mix with those women. They are going to give you advice. You are going to become
The powerful person and you take
eh.
over the family. I think it is a self-stigma thing. Whenever I want to give you leadership, we say, what can I offer? I need to go to school. Will I be able to write? Will I be able to stand and speak? So it is a self-stigma of this person that you will come to know, oh, so and so didn't go to school.
And when they know that you never went to school, they can cheat you. Especially those doing small businesses. These women don't just sit at home, they do something, they engage in some business. They have stores, some are selling tomatoes, onions, and what have you. But when they are recording, because they cannot record their sales, they are cheated. Someone, you can say, keep my money, it is 10,000. The other one writes 1,000. That is how they are cheated. Even when they are giving back their change. This one brings 10,000. I want some tomatoes or a heap of Irish potatoes of 2,000. She cannot calculate that change. That's how they are cheated in their business.
Even recording the debtors. Oh, these are the people I demand my money.
Yeah,
so the church will keep in the head. After months, you'll have forgotten.
Yeah,
so she didn't write it down. They end up taking that money away. The poverty goes again down where she started from. Yeah, with that liquid problem.
But now that we give them like in a level to where they learn the mathematical signs, they are happy. They can now calculate their small businesses. At least they can reason. Even if you bring any topic, they can reason. If they attend the community meetings, you find that those people who have passed through the empowerment group are very active, and they become leaders.
That's the self-esteem.
Yeah.
In LC community meetings, the council meetings, you are able to raise your hand and suggest, we need this river to be renovated, to be done this. We can join together and we do it on ourselves. To suggest that good suggestion in it, for us we see as a great change. In fact, and that's what they are anyway.
Yeah, self-esteem is the first change we see in those participants. Because when they are just beginning, they don't even contribute they have very few who are talkative. You find that they want to dominate the discussion, but the others come on board slowly by slowly. And that's what makes them go for leadership after the course. Yeah. Really, it is good to work with Kachi, and especially working in the community in this empowerment group. It has added more value on my life. And because even when we grew up in the village. We just came to Kampala, as you've been asking questions about Kampala. So in the village, we used the conditions were not good, definitely. So we grew up slowly by slowly, at least our parents managed to educate us. Then we came to Kampala. So when I look back and see where I've come from and where I am today, I feel sorry for the poor people in the community. That was my passion. That's my passion. I feel what I'm doing, I should do even more than what I'm offering. So I feel good working with Kachi in every corner, in whatever we are doing. And better, the most important, this is the empowerment group project. Because we've seen a lot caring for those poor women, when you are moving around, they are stopping you. Hey, thank you for what you did for me. I can now write my name. So I feel, and it has lifted me to a higher leadership. Wherever I am a leader. I'm the project leader in church. I'm a leader everywhere. In every community, people are inviting me, come and say something. How do you manage this? So I feel proud working with Kachi. Yeah.
I should say I also survived of not going to school at one time. when I lost my parents at early age. So it is people who stood in for me and took care of me in my education. So I still believe that pain is among the people who did go to school. So I stand in and I say, no, can it stop from there? Can we reduce it so that at least we handle these adults who faced it? I always look at my people I started with primary 1, primary 2, and they are nurses. So I say, no, I have to do something. When there is this opportunity with Aleph or with myself to work in the community, I should do it fully. And I'm happy I have a strong team I work with. They have the same mission that I also wanted. So the village life is the same. There is a passion inside our hearts that such a situation still exists. The one we went through when we were young, it has never ended. But we can together reduce it. We can reduce that tense of it to many of our girls and boys. We cannot thank Aleph more than enough. Sometimes you even look for a best word more than thank you. You even fail to get that word.
Yeah.
Aleph has made an impact. And once Aleph makes an impact in the community, rest who stays in the community with Irene, we end up getting good shows.
Yeah.
Even at the government, people, when they say, these two ladies, they are not easily to joke with. But behind us, there is Aleph, which is making us
members.
powerful ladies. I say, when you find these two powerful people, something should be done. So I want to thank Aleph. For sure, it's a great team that it is the best organization to work with. For our organization, we should say it is the first. We never know whether it will be the last, but we hope to have others to come in.
Yeah.
But it is the first organization you can rely on, you can work with, you can communicate to. It is a mentoring organization to us. It has seen us grow from low to where we are. Kachi cannot say we have been on our own. No. Aleph has seen us growing from baby to top to university now. So we have to thank Aleph by that. Thanks to the leadership there, the chair, Helen, we have to thank her very much. And your office as well.
We thank you so much. There is no other word that we can use. And we invite you, invite those people contributing, the donors, those who are giving us resources to carry on this project. We invite everyone. Once he or she comes to Uganda, should look for us. Yeah.